Here he is. Say hello. Say hi. Hi. Hey dolls, welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. So I'm super excited about today's video. Okay, 1 second. It is a collaboration with my sweet friend Jenny over at Lovely Moments Creating. She is so awesome. We are doing a candy cane themed collaboration and I was so happy that she agreed to do this with me. I love the DIYs that she does. They're so high end, but they're so easy. We're kind of similar in that we use budget friendly items to create something that's so beautiful but looks so high end for your home. You guys are going to absolutely love what she does and I cannot wait to see what she creates. So make sure you go ahead to her channel, check out what she has done, and check out the other videos that she has up on her channel. I will leave the link to her video in the description box below, as well as her channel. And make sure, dolls, when you go over and check out Jenny's video, go ahead, leave a comment below letting her know that I sent you and just to say hi. She is the absolute sweetest and I promise you, you will love her DIYs. If you are from Jenny's channel, hello, welcome. My name is Amber Michawn and I do weekly DIYs, hauls, and other fun things. I really hope you enjoy what you see. Leave me a comment below just to say hi. And yeah, I hope that you enjoy me and Isaiah. So stick around, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you're notified every time that I upload. All right, dolls, let's jump right in.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe.
Okay, so these are the items for the first DIY. You're going to need some square wood planks, the small wood dowels, and 4 4x6 stretch canvases. And the way that I take my canvases off is I just use my utility knife and cut away on the parts of on the back where the staples are, and then I use a flat head and pull up those staples. You can use whatever you need to, just be careful because sometimes it is hard to get some of these staples up, but I had a relatively easy time. Then next, once I have all of them cleaned up, I'm going to go ahead and hot glue them together using the side that the staples was in as the inside. So most of the sides where the staples are will be covered. Once it's together, I'm going to go ahead and take my sanding block and sand down any of the dry glue that seeped through the creases. And then I'm going to take those wood dowels and just go ahead and start placing them inside of the frame. So pretty much all I did was squeeze it in there. I didn't have to apply any glue on it. They fit kind of snug, so it worked out for me. The next thing I did is took my Waverly chalk paint in white and then just painted the entire thing. Now I forgot to put the other dowels to make an X on each frame opening, so I'll fix that, but it's you just do the same thing. Basically just kind of squeeze it in there and just kind of shove it into like the corner of that frame. Then I'm going to take 1 wood plank and 6 Jenga pieces or tumbling tower pieces and paint them white as well. Now that all of my pieces are painted, I'm going to go ahead and start to assemble them. So my Jenga pieces are going to be like the top, like knob part to, the top part to some lanterns. Anyways, I'm just going to glue them together as you see here, 2 on the bottom middle and then 4 around it. Then I'm going to hot glue that to the top of that wood plank and then hot glue the wood plank on top of the lantern piece now, the bottom part. Once that was done, I went ahead and took this berry garland and went ahead and started wrapping it around each leg of my lantern. I didn't use any hot glue for the berry lantern because it is wired, so it's really easy to manipulate and curve around. So I just kind of tucked it underneath and behind the dowels and the frame of the lantern. And this is what all of them look like when I'm complete with all the legs. And then I went ahead and just hot glued down some greenery, berries, and pine cones onto one of the top corners of this lantern. I absolutely love this. It's so cute. And I'm super excited about these lanterns that I'm making because I have yet to make lanterns on my channel. And so for my second lantern, I'm going to use the 5x7 stretch canvas frames, and I'm going to do the same thing to remove the canvas as I did on the first one. Just for this one, I'm going to go ahead and take some large popsicle sticks and go ahead and hot glue those down to the frame. I only did 2 sides. I didn't do the 4 sides because honestly, these were too big to do the openings that I had. Then what I did is went ahead and painted that using my antique wax color, and then I went over it with some of my white chalk paint just to give it a little bit of distressing. I really like the antique wax color, but for this I was looking for more of a darker base color, and I love how this turned out. It's like, I don't know if it's like a whitewashing look, but I don't know, it's super farmhouse to me, and I absolutely love the color of this. And then for this one, for my beaded garland, I'm going to use the white ones and just go ahead and hot glue them to the sides of where the opening is. And basically all I did was measure out the length of it and just cut it to size and hot glued it on the top and the bottom of the lantern. Next, I used some rectangular wood planks for this. I painted those white, and then I also used a square wood plank, but I cut that in half. And then I also am using some of these wood cubes, all from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to paint everything white. So the first thing I did after I painted them was hot glued everything together, the rectangular paint planks on next to each other, then the cut wood planks, I glued those on top, and then I glued the wood cubes 3 in a row and 3 across together, and then hot glued that on top to make my lid to my lantern, and then hot glued that on top of this lantern. And then I also hot glued some greenery and pine cone berries on top of this too, and I absolutely love how everything turned out. I think it's so cute, so farmhouse, and gives me all of the candy cane vibes that you're looking for in regards to color, and just a fun, really cute, but so farmhouse style, candy cane style to this. I love these lanterns. Next DIY, I am using 2 of these wreath medallions that you can get from Dollar Tree, some scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, some beads that I already had on hand, and some jute cord from Walmart. So the first thing I did was tape down my end of my jute so that way I can fish my beads through. Now I got these natural wood beads from Amazon, but these red beads I actually got from Dollar Tree. They have that multicolored pack, so I just picked out all of the red ones. I didn't mind that some were bigger or some smaller, but the way I did my pattern was 1 wood color bead and then 2 red beads, and so on and so forth. And now I'm going to go ahead and make my tassel. The way I make my tassel is I pinch my index and my thumb together with the piece, and then I wrap it around the rest of my fingers a bunch of times until I satisfy it, and then I cut that off, cut a piece so that way I can get it to tie it through the middle of it, and then I cut another piece to tie it on like the top part so I can get a knot. I know it's not the best way to explain it while I'm doing it. Then next I'm going to go ahead and take those wreath medallions, trace them out on my scrapbook paper, cut that out, and then adhere them to the front. I used a glue stick to adhere mine, and then I actually put Mod Podge on the front, a generous amount, just to get it to hold over time, because I really love the way that these turned out, and I want it to get a really good hold. And then for my tassel, what I'm going to do is take a small paintbrush that I do have and then poke a hole through my scrapbook paper so I can fish my tassel in through. Then I went ahead and tied off the end of the jute cord and then hot glued down the tail. And that is it for this one. I really do love these. I think they're a great addition to some Christmas table decor to put like a candle or like a Christmas tree on. I think they're so cute, or even just on top of a book. For our next DIY, you're going to need 2 candy cane wreath forms from Dollar Tree and some burlap. I got this burlap from Walmart a while ago, and it was perfect for this size wreath. So the first thing I did is go ahead and hot glue them down to my wreath form. And the way that I'm wrapping these around the wreath is I'm actually kind of bunching it up. So it's kind of like double, like folding it. You can do any kind of way you want, but I just really wanted a tight kind of look to it, and not just so big, because this burlap, the length of it or the width of it is really, really wide. So once that was done, just hot glue it down after you cut it off. And then I'm actually going to use this gift trim like thread that I picked up from Walmart, and I'm going to use the red and white one because it's perfect for this candy cane theme, and then just wrap that around, hot gluing it to the bottom and the top. The next thing I did is took this welcome word that I actually picked up from Target's Dollar Spot about a month ago when they had all their fall things out. I went ahead and painted that white using my white chalk paint. Gonna set that aside to let that dry, and then I'm gonna attach my candy canes together, one overlapping the other. For these candy canes, you have to do one backwards when you put like the burlap on, so just keep that in mind. So all I did was just hot glue it together in the center and then tie it together with some jute cord for some extra support. After that, I went ahead and hot glued down my welcome word just to the parts that is touching each of the wreaths. Next, I went ahead and took this bell that I already had on hand. I actually got this from Dollar Tree last year. I hot glued it to the middle underneath both of the candy canes with the string. And then I went ahead and started to add some florals. I added them to the top of my bell, and underneath my welcome word, I added some greenery and berries. And I really love how this wreath turned out. It's so farmhouse, and obviously it's so candy cane-like, and I think it's just so simple, yet so pretty. For my last DIY, I picked up this candy cane lane sign from Dollar Tree. And then I already had these arrow signs on hand. They were in the summertime. They came like on a hanging string. So what I'm going to do is glue those onto the back side first, just gluing them onto the seam. And then I'm going to reinforce them with a bunch of craft sticks because it was a little flimsy. Then I turned it over to now the front side and sanded down where the creases are and where you can see the staple holes because they were stapled with the ribbons attached. After that, I went ahead and used my chip brush to go ahead and apply my Waverly chalk paint in white, and I did more of a distressing look because I still wanted the brown color to show through. I wanted it more to look like a fence. So that's pretty much what I did, and I just kept going until I was satisfied with the look of it. Then next, I took my candy cane lane sign and went ahead and just deconstructed that. I cut down the sides, all 4 sides on it, just so I can have that candy cane lane word, and then went ahead and sanded down the edges to have a better look. And then the red and white striped pieces, I went ahead and cut those in half using my scissors. After that, I went ahead and applied those striped pieces to the bottom to act as a border and just use hot glue to adhere them. And then I took that red and white gift trim ribbon again and went ahead and wrapped that around to the top, and then hot glued my candy cane lane sign onto the top middle, and then went ahead and added my florals to this. I had some pieces that were left over that were from other picks, and then just a large pick itself, and I just kept going until I liked the look of it, and I absolutely love how this turned out. This is definitely one of my favorites, including the lanterns. I absolutely love how this sign turned out. That's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you head over to Jenny's channel to see everything that she came up with, all things candy cane. Tell her I sent you over there just to say hi, and yeah, I will see you dolls on the next one. Bye!